Gonna let people come in. Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Mother's Day 2022. What's the date?
May the 8th.
May 8th, 2022. Yes, ma'am.
Where are we coming live from?
Oh, we coming live from Fredericksburg, Virginia. About 500 miles away from the hometown from Chat. So shout out to my hometown. Yeah, we got a couple of viewers. Y'all tap in, say what's up to us. Let us know what's going on, who you is. Sitting down here tonight with my mom, Mother's Day. I don't know why I'm a little shaky. I guess I'm nervous, but should be good in a minute. Shout out to everybody tuning in, though. We're going to come and talk to some issues, talk about the little issues, hot topics, get our little takes on some stuff. Sitting down with my mother. Hope everybody got to see their mama today and at least talk to them or got to think about them if you don't have her still here. But, today is a day that we most definitely supposed to be acknowledging mothers and, showing our appreciation for the women who brought us in this world, whether they still here or not. At least think about them. So I got the opportunity to drive up and see my mom, so I took that opportunity, surprised her, so.
Best Mother's Day ever. Yep. To go to the door and expect a delivery guy or something at the door and see flowers, and then all of a sudden you see your son, and it's like, oh my God, he drove 8.5 hours just to be here with me today, and that was just so special. That made not only my day, my month, my year. That was so awesome. Yeah, I can't even explain how I felt when I saw him standing at the door. And if you all watched the video, if you haven't had a chance to watch the video, please go watch the video. And don't worry about what I was looking like. And don't worry about I was still in my bathrobe and all that. Don't worry about all that. But just notice the excitement of actually seeing my one and only child. And so for him to make it a point to drive 9 hours just to take me out to dinner today was so awesome. And I can't even explain how I felt when I saw him. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Once again, if you're just tuning in, I'm up here in Virginia, hollering at my mom and doing a little sit down with her, getting a take on everything that's been going on, of course. I'm sure y'all been tuning in and everybody been having their views, talking to me and sending me inbox and everything. So it's like we all having this conversation. So I've been talking to my elders, and I know a lot of people been wondering, like, dang, bro, you been going hard. What you been on? It's just this last 2 months, I just been talking to all the people that's close to me, been raising me, talking to all people I consider elders and getting their take on just life and why stuff been going the way it is. Of course, all the Kevin Samuels hot topics and, all of those stuff that just everybody been kind of hot on. So, of course, I've been hot on it too. I've been having to talk to my 17-year-old daughter. So I've been talking to my mom, my mother, my children's mother, you know what I'm saying? So I've been talking to people, having the conversations I feel like needs to be had, so that's why I've been on this wave. But sitting down tonight, of course, if y'all pay attention to it, I posed a question of, why is it always assumed that we have mother issues when we tend to disagree, especially with women and men nowadays? First thing a lot of women want to say is, oh, he must hate his mama. You know what I'm saying? If I say I don't like something, or if I say I don't, I ain't into this or into that, oh, why you judging? Why you in women business? You must hate your mama. No, not at all. I love my mama and my grandmama very much. Like, that's actually why I have the views that I have. You know what I'm saying? It's not on no misogynistic views. It's because, I got women that I look up to and that raised me, and I feel like, that these are the type of women that I want to be around, But, let's read some comments.
And that's the thing. I raised Elliot to have his own opinion, to have his own mind about something. And, believe me, just because he has his views about women doesn't mean he hates me. Believe me, my son and I have the best relationship that any mother and son can have. Elliot can talk to me about any and everything. When I tell you, me and my son will get on the phone and talk for 3 or 4 hours. And I have always raised him to have his own opinion, to have his views on things. And believe me, his views on women and how he feels about women. Yeah, I tell him sometimes, Elliot, you don't have to say everything that you think out loud, but I do encourage him to make his views known because I was a single mother at one time. I am married now, but so I raised him as a single mother. I raised him alone by myself. Not, I shouldn't say alone by myself. I raised him with a village. We had a village around him. Even though I was not married, he had his grandfather, his uncles, and he learned from them. He learned from myself and my mother as well, and his aunts. He's got 2 aunts that was very close in his life. So believe me, Elliot loves women. Okay, believe me, because he has the views that he's had. He don't hate me. Believe me, he loves me dearly, and believe me, I love him. So let's talk. Let's have a conversation as to why when a man has an opinion about something that is not agreeable with most women, that he has to hate his mother. He does not. He loves me dearly. And I'm glad he has the views that he has because of the fact he's able to voice what he feels. And, what's the need of being with someone that you all don't have the same views? And it's important to have those conversations.
Yeah, just more than anything, I just feel like it's just important for people to start having a conversation because I know, just like my mama can say the same thing, probably like we've learned more about each other in the last 2 months, you know what I'm saying, just from having the conversations like, wow, okay, that's why this was like that. Or wow, okay, that you think like that about that. Cool, you know what I'm saying? So it's like just from the open dialogue and just being willing to have those conversations and not being scared, that'll get you a long way. And just, people really, it's ultimately about respect. I mean, we know everybody say, everybody's not gonna like you, everybody's not gonna agree with you and everything. We know that, we say it all the time, but we still act like, oh, everybody's supposed to like me, everybody gonna agree with what I say or whatever. We don't know how to take it when somebody don't. We wanna counsel them or unfriend them or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. We weren't friends anyway. You know what I'm saying? If it's like that, we can't at least agree to disagree. We weren't really that cool anyway, so it's just one of them things. But the main thing is just I wanted to, get on here and talk to her about certain things because it's like I feel like us as people in our culture, we have a lot of the same feelings as far as especially men. A lot of men think the same way, whether women believe it or not. I mean, a lot of us brothers, we feel the same way. A lot of people been showing up in my shop just in the last week, just, talking about certain stuff that I've said or certain posts that we've seen, and all the dudes on the same wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to the barbershop, got my hair cut. The barber brought up the conversation. He on the same wave. This dude, 50 years old, you know what I'm saying? I'm 36. I'm talking to dudes coming through my shop, 21, you know what I'm saying? Some of them married, some of them single, some of them got girlfriends. I mean, so it's like we have these conversations with men all the time. So, and just like my mama even said, just like my mama had just said earlier, beauty shops and women talk, you know what I'm saying? Y'all talk amongst y'all girls all the time about certain stuff, about how y'all want to be married or about what certain men is doing and this and that. So it's like we have these conversations. Men have their conversation and women have their conversation. We don't talk to each other. And when we do talk to each other, we rarely agree. Or, women will jump to one side or, have a problem with what a man said and shut down. Don't want to have the conversation no more or however the conversation go. A lot of brothers don't want to have the conversation because they don't want to offend a woman that they involved with. And I understand that, but it's still worth it for the conversation to be had if you really want to learn somebody.
And exactly. And it's important that we be transparent with each other. Now, we as women, believe me, we get together, we talk, and we talk about men, okay? But on the same token, the conversations that we're having with each other, are we having these conversations with the men in our lives? How many of you women have actually, when you first start dating a man, asked him what he wants from a woman? Ask him what he expects. In that way, you know up front whether y'all are even on the same wavelength. I mean, it's very important to have a conversation because you can be wanting the same things. You can all want to have a house and the cars and all this. But if you all have a different belief on how to get to that end result, it's still not going to work because you got to have an agreement. Because I mean, I can say, okay, yes, we're going to do this and we're going to save money and we're going to work this way to get it. But you think, okay, no, we're just going to go sell drugs or something, and we're not doing that because it's a way that you got to have the conversation, because just because we agree that we want a house, 2 kids, and a dog, don't mean that we have the same idea of how to get that.
And more often than not, it's like, yeah, of course, a lot of women, the first thing that I hear a lot is, niggas be lying. You know what I'm saying? Men be lying. They always tell you the right things that you want to hear. But of course, we all gotta be more smart and listening to people and, not only hearing what they say, but listening to what they say. It has to make sense. A lot of stuff, just like she said, yeah, everybody gonna sit down and tell you, yeah, I want to be married one day, and yeah, I want a big house and a nice car, and I want to do this and do that. But what are you doing to get them? You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be rich. And it wasn't until I got grown and I realized, like, how can we really say we want to be rich if we just going to work every day? How many people going to work every day do we see becoming out rich? You know what I'm saying? What do you do? What are you doing to really become rich? So many people run around here overweight and they say, they want to have a body or be in better shape, but they ain't doing nothing on a daily basis to achieve that. So it's just like we lie to ourselves so much, and yeah, other people lie, and we believe our lies. But it's like, if we believe in our lies, of course you believe in somebody else that lied to you that you like at the time. So you got to be, when you have these conversations, looking for certain things other than agreeable when it's cool to agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, looking for the disagreement.
And that's the thing. A lot of times, we say we want the truth. We want somebody to be upfront with you. Most of the time, most people want to hear what they want to hear.
Now, you don't want the truth. People do not want the truth.
No. I mean, because a lot of times when we hear the truth, that's anybody. No one wants to be criticized. No one wants to be told about themselves. I can speak from experience. I have weighed 120 pounds, and I have weighed almost 200 pounds. So I've been on each end of the scale. And believe me, I didn't like it when I was real skinny, and I didn't like it when I was fat either. So I had to work to lose the weight as I tried to work to gain the weight. But I had to make up within myself that I wanted to change. And the thing about it, a lot of people they want change, but you have to work for change. You have to do something different. You have to give up something.
Work is a dirty word unless you're talking about getting some money.
But no. Work is not a dirty word. Work is not a dirty word, even with money. I mean, you've got to work on yourself. Before you can expect anything out of anybody else, you've got to start here. And believe me, like I said,
now I'm finna start making people mad, so I'm glad you started talking about work, because when you brought up work, I'm going to start thinking about how lazy people is and how people don't want to work. Like my granddaddy used to say all the time, people don't want to work. Folks don't want to work. Elliot, you can't be lazy. He used to get on me from being lazy. I used to hate being called lazy, because lazy, of course, is something that my granddaddy just despised. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, okay, I'm not finna be lazy. So that made me work harder. And as I got older, I started to notice how many lazy people it was. People who take the easy way out is lazy. People who want to do the least amount of work and get the most outcome is lazy. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to work for a better outcome, you're lazy. If you want to, go and get surgery instead of working out. I mean, I'm just saying, it's certain things about it. And I understand, yeah, certain people have certain things going on and a lot of health issues and all that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, if you ain't done the first step of just trying to improve yourself from a workout standpoint or from a self, betterment standpoint.
Discipline. It takes discipline.
Not being lazy.
And see, discipline takes work. Believe me, like I said, just this year, I've lost over 20 pounds. Trying. I was I put forth an effort. That means I changed the way I eat. I love to eat. I love to cook. But I had to look at, am I going to keep complaining about weighing 200 pounds or am I going to do something about it? So I always say, one day, everybody say one day I'm going to start working out. One day I'm going to change my diet. One day I'm going to start eating better. One day needs to be day one. Let day one. I mean, I started because our church did what they call the Daniel fast, which you give up all the sweets and all this stuff. That's what started me on my weight loss journey. No, I didn't want to work out every day, and I didn't. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not work out, period, at first, because I was like, okay, I'm too tired. I have a heart condition. I'm not doing all this working out. But if I wanted to see a change, I'm not going to keep complaining about being 200 pounds if I'm not going to do anything about it. If you're happy with you, that's fine. No one is saying you have to change. But don't complain about something that you can do something about. My favorite quote is the Difference poem. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. If you can change it, change it. But change takes work, and change means leaving what you had behind and reaching for something different. If you're happy with you, baby, be happy. I was happy with me until I was unhappy. But once you become unhappy, you have to make the change. You have to do the work that has to be done.
Absolutely. And I just feel like, I even gained weight. Like, I got up to 230 pounds selling cars, drinking champagne, and, celebrating all the wins. You know what I'm saying? And I'm back down to 190 pounds. I changed my diet. Everybody was saying I went on a diet, went on a fast, started drinking smoothies every day, eating different. You know what I'm saying? And now it's to the point to where people looking at me like, oh, you skinny. You done lost too much weight. No, this is how much I'm supposed to weigh. You know what I'm saying? This is how I'm supposed to look. I feel good. I'm healthy. I'm active every day. I'm doing physical stuff, and it's just, I feel better. So I understand that, people gain weight and people do different things, but at the same time, we have to love ourselves enough to be able to accept the truth.
That's true.
And the main thing that's bothering me is that, I just feel like as a young black man that I go out my way to do the right things. I try to do everything that I've done in my life the right way, as far as just accumulating the stuff that I've accumulated, being the person that I've become. I haven't tried to do any kind of dirty business to try to become a businessman. I've never tried to, sell drugs to get a nice car. You know what I'm saying? I've never tried to, get over on people and lie to girls to get girls. That ain't never been my style. I always wanted to do stuff the right way, just period. So just making a conscious effort to do things the right way and go about getting stuff the right way, you will reap the rewards for that. So,
and the thing about it, you have to make a conscious decision, because we realize that our life is shaped by the decisions that we make.
Period.
I don't care what it is. Whatever the decision you make, you can make a decision to stay where you are. And that's the easiest decision you can make, is to stay where you are. The easiest, because you have to do nothing. To stay where I am, to do what I'm doing, I don't have to do nothing different.
Old dude told me that the other day. He said, well, the easiest thing, he walked in the shop and I was lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? He was like, that's good, man. You working out, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's awesome. A lot of people don't, I don't see a lot of young people working out nowadays, or whatever he said, and I was just like, oh yeah, man, I try to do it, pretty much every day. He was like, well, that's good, man. That shows that you're dedicated. He was like, the easiest thing to do is to be fat and lazy. And I was just like, I just kind of laughed at it, of course. He was like, yeah, you ain't got to do nothing but eat. And I was like, dang, that's funny, but just think about it. Like,
it's the truth.
If all you do is just eat and never do anything else, I mean, you're going to be fat and you're going to be looked at as lazy because you don't do anything else. But if you work out, you watch what you eat, and just taking it away from that would be a more motivation to just build a change. Because once you start building more confidence in yourself, then that'll just go a long way,
And the thing about it, just working out, you feel better. I mean, because Lord knows I do. I don't work out like I want to, I don't do as much as I want to do within that. But on the same token, it's to start. Just do something. I started by just walking on the treadmill.
And it ain't about being
then.
skinny. It ain't about
It's
being
not.
skinny. It's just about feeling good about yourself.
Being
because
healthy.
I just noticed, and a lot of y'all don't realize, but it's like I post stuff for a reason. I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like I made a post, and I didn't say anything about fat people. I didn't say anything that like I didn't like fat people. I had something against them. I said something about basically people who worked out, and the people who didn't work out took offense to it. You know what I'm saying? But the people who worked out had nothing to say about it, no matter what their size was. You know what I'm saying? But it's like people who was dedicated to working out, they didn't have anything to say about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you take offense to stuff that you're insecure about. Address your insecurities so you won't have to take offense to everything.
I mean, and you're insecure about the things that you know you need to change.
Exactly.
That's what we get insecure about. And when someone points out our insecurities, that's when we have a problem. Mm-hmm. I don't need you to tell me I'm fat. I know I am when I was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need anybody to tell me. And it aggravated me when someone reminded me of that. I mean, even with my mother, and I know my mother loves me to the moon and back. My mother just left here Friday. She came up. And so I know she loves me. But she made comments all the time about me, the weight I had gained. And I was like, Mama, quit saying something about my weight. She said, well, baby, I just want you to be healthy. I said, Mama, I'm good. But it aggravated me and it hurt my feelings when she would say it. But then I had to think about it. Wait, I do have a heart condition. I do need to do something about it. I do need to make a change because I've got 3 grandchildren that I need to be here for. I've got a son that I need to be here. I have a husband that I need to be here for. Me, I wanted to do it for me. But it took not somebody saying something to me that made me do it. It still was a decision I had to make in my mind because I was sick of hearing it, number one. But then I was sick of feeling the way I was feeling. But like I said, if you're happy with you, baby, that's what counts. Long as you're happy with you. But if you're not, you've got to do, I don't care what nobody else says, what nobody else thinks. You got to live with you. Nope. And if you're not happy with you, you can convince yourself all day. I convinced myself, girl, whatever. I just, instead of buying 10s and 9s and 8s, I bought 14s and 16s. And it was such a trip because I cleaned out my closet and I had from size 8 to size 16 in my closet, in one closet. Okay? And like I said, I didn't have a problem with it at first until I have a, you see, and that's the thing. It's not a problem until it's a problem for me.
Yeah. And see,
period.
And I feel like, with the stuff that, with what's going on today, how more men are being more outspoken because of people like Kevin Samuels and all these podcasts and people we're starting to hear more of how black men think. And it's starting to ruffle a lot of black women's feathers because, like you just said, you don't need to hear nobody telling you that you fat when you know you fat, or you don't need to hear nobody telling you that, whatever about yourself, whether it be weight, whether it be whatever. You don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like us as black men, I know that a lot of us don't speak up because we don't want to face the backlash that it comes with. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I proposed the question that I'm asking. It's just like, well, when we do speak up, it's a problem. When we don't, we lying to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to get to a point where we're having a conversation where you all are actually taking what we think and how we feel in consideration. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, Elliot. It's like most people say they want to hear the truth, but they really don't.
We know that. We know they don't want to hear the truth.
I want to hear what I want to hear.
Yeah.
But you've got to get to a point, because let me tell you this. I can tell you from experience. A man will tell you up front whether he's husband material or not. He'll tell you up front if you ask. And ladies, look, I am 58 years old. I'm just going to tell you, I'm 58 years old. I didn't get married till I was 49. Actually, the way the young people say, I was 49 and a half when I got married. And the only reason I got married then is because I prayed about it, number one. That's the first thing. I don't want a man that God didn't send me.
So you was on some Sierra prayer type stuff too. So tell us your prayer.
I mean, seriously, I prayed and I told God, I said, if I was 49 and a half, every woman wants to be married. Okay. I'm not going to even lie. Most women, I shouldn't say every, most women. But the thing about it, I told God at 48, I said, if it's meant to be by myself from now on, I'm good with that, if that's your decision. I said, but I would love to have a companion in my life. And within 3 months of me praying that prayer, my husband came up to me. He came to me at church. Now, I can't ask for a praying man if I'm gonna find him in the club.
And that's what I said too. I posted last week. I said a lot of women want a man that would pray for her that ain't never went to church.
What kind of sense that make? Come on, let's think about what we're saying. I didn't look for a man in the club because I didn't want a man in the club. I don't want to look for him in the club. If I want to look for my man and I don't know where yet, I want him to be at the church, okay, doing ministry or something. But I prayed about it.
And not saying that all the men in the church is Mr.
Perfect
Right,
or Mr. Right.
We know people in the church.
The devil go to the church quicker than you do.
But at the same time, it's just all about, at least you start there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
at
right.
least you got somebody
That's
with
right.
the mind of at least going to church and trying to do the right thing, you know? And not saying that you won't find somebody that's okay at the club. It's just like, just think about it though. You got just...
Right,
what
you got to be sensible with it. Right,
where are your chances?
Come on.
Because 9 times out of 10, most relationships end because somebody is still trying to club or still trying to, do some stuff like that.
Or they're not on the same page.
Exactly.
And see, the thing about it, when I met my husband, and he'll tell you straight up exactly what I said to him. He came up to me at church and he said, "No one has swept you off your feet?" I said, "No, but you need to get a broom." And when our very first date, we went to a movie. We actually went to a midnight movie. And we stayed up to 6 o'clock a.m. It was daylight when we left each other. We went to the Waffle House afterward. I didn't go to his house. We didn't do nothing but go to the movies. And we sat and talked for 4.5 hours. And by the time I ended that date, very first date, I knew whether I wanted to see this man anymore or not.
That's how I'm saying.
I made that decision then because we sit and talk, and I told him straight up, I said, "Listen, let me tell you something. My daddy spoiled me. I was my daddy's baby. Do you hear me? My daddy spoiled me. My daddy bought me a Lexus at age 40, okay? And I told him straight up, my daddy spoiled me, and my husband going to have to do the same. Otherwise, I'll stay single because I can buy for me. I can do for me.
And I'm glad you brought that because that's going to bring us to our next topic.
Okay, I can do for me myself. I don't need you to pay my bills. I need you to do what you need to do to spoil me. I need to be spoiled. Not saying that you got to spend all your money on me. Like I said, I can take care of me. But I told him up front, my daddy spoiled me, so that's what a man has to do in my life. My daddy provided, my daddy protected, he did all that. So the man that comes in my life got to do what my daddy did, okay? And that's how I felt about it. And I told him that up front. The reason I told him that up front is because of this. There is no need for me to keep going out on a date with you. I can buy my own dinner, okay? So I don't have to keep going out with you for a free meal. I don't need to keep going out with you if you're not on the same page that I'm on. I don't need to keep going out with you if I'm going to church on Sunday and you still at the club on Saturday night and you get mad because I'm going to church in the morning. We're not finna have an argument about church. We're not finna have an argument about how we pay our bills and not pay our bills because our bills get paid first. So, in that, we had a conversation. We even conversated about how we wanted to, how we're going to even do financing. This is our first date, you guys. And the reason we did that, and the reason we were in agreement on doing that, because we wanted to make sure that we were on the same page. I'm too old to waste time. Anybody is too old to waste time. Why waste time with somebody look, I'm going to tell you, and this is what I taught my son from day one. Do not sleep with a woman that you don't see a future with. And I told him that up front. I said, because once a woman give you her stuff, you her man. And if you don't want to be her man, don't take it. And I meant that. And he listened to that. So, yeah, when you see Elliot might be with somebody for a week or two and then he said, oh, I'm out, that's because he doesn't realize that's...
Give me some of the comments, these. Yeah.
Okay. And
Here we got. Let's see that.
off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
but
Sorry, y'all. We had some interruptions. We
this
are
ain't good.
back.
I move on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you had brought up. We just move on to the. You had brought up. You could buy for your own self, and you. So you pretty much, as an independent woman, you know what I'm saying. But you still want us to get married, and of course, through my life, you always, was able to provide, and you know what I'm saying, like you done what you had to do, and you moved as a strong woman. That's why a reason why I have a certain type of woman to where yeah, I want you to have something, but at the same time, it don't really matter what you got, but you still have to move like a woman. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. I've been self-employed the majority of my life. Like I told you a while ago, I'm 58 years old. I have been self-employed since, my God, age 20-something. And the thing about that is, like I said, I'm a boss. I own 3 businesses right now, but I'm also a wife. My husband don't have to worry about cooking his own self a meal. I'm going to do that. That's just who I am. I'm not saying every woman has to do it. My husband even said, you don't have to cook today, baby. I got this. You know what I'm saying? So it's a partnership thing. And even when I do cook, guess what? My husband cleans the kitchen. We are partners. I don't expect him to pay all the bills. He don't expect me to do all the cooking and the cleaning. But the women out here, like I said, it's a biblical thing. And a lot of people say it's old school or whatever. The Bible don't change. The Bible ain't old school. It's just how it is.
It's a living word. They say
It's the living word. And if you're not in order, it's
and of
always
course,
gonna
everybody
be a
not on that
fiction.
nowadays, and a lot
That's
of people
right.
are starting to stray more and more away from the Bible and the structure that the Bible brings. But I think more than anything, and of course, people have their different reasons because, of course, what they done learned and about all the slave stuff and all that it was given to us by who and never. It's all cool, but the thing about that book is it's some structure that book gives you as far as life, and some of those things, most of the things that book teaches you, that Bible teaches you, all this stuff, it's life lesson that you can apply. And once you apply that, it's a better life that you can get by being
It's
conscious
the
of
only
it.
way to get the best life. And I'm going to tell you that because, see, God set stuff in order for a reason. And he always said, the man is the head of the household. The thing with that, though, is the man has to have God at the top as the head, period. And when you get in that order, like God set things up, you can't have nothing but a blessed life. He promised that, and he don't lie. So while you out there wanting to hear what you want to hear, I don't need nobody tickling my ear, baby. Like I said, I was secure before I met my husband. So when I met him, yeah, as y'all can see now, I have on makeup. I have weave in my hair, but I'm locked. I'm natural. I have locks up under this extra that's in my head. But when I met my husband, I met him in church with a white suit on, because he said, and he still to this day say, you were like an angel walking down the aisle. And he does that noise but he noticed me not because I had, short dress on or because my boobs was hanging out. He noticed me because I was a woman that was in church, that was dressed modestly. Because let me tell you something, ladies. No man wants his woman all over the internet. No man wants every man knowing what his woman really, really looks like. Okay? No man. I don't care who they are.
When we say that, it's a big controversy in that. It's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna do me, and you shouldn't be insecure. We insecure. Why is that? Why do you think women say that? Mm-hmm. Why we got to be insecure because we don't want nobody else seeing our woman? And like back in the days, of course, the only women that got seen on the national scale like that was magazine models or people that was on TV, And even then, they wasn't putting their bodies out like that. It was still some type of censorship on TV back then. You know what I'm saying?
But it wasn't even. It ain't
But
that the
before the
men are
internet-
insecure because they don't. It's about a respect thing.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's a respect thing. You, ladies, this is what we're saying. A man can only respect what you respect.
Yes,
If
it is.
you don't respect yourself and your body, why would he? Okay? Let me tell you something. If the first thing you show them is your body, that's the first thing they're going to see. Have a conversation first. Show them your mind. Let them fall in love with this. This is here. This is going to be here. This is going to change. Okay? This is going to fade. These things going to shift. But if you can show him your mind and your heart first, the body ain't going to matter, baby.
And I feel like nowadays that it's so many women out here now that's choosing to show their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, well, I know, ain't even that I feel. I know when you come across a woman that's not showing her body and she still catch your eye, that's what we looking for
That's
now
right.
as men.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody who, like I said the other day, we looking for somebody who remind us of our mamas. And if it's not your mama, like if you had a bad experience or bad relationship with your mama, it's whoever that you look at like that person. That's what most men want to marry. You know what I'm saying? It's like a wholesome woman, or, you know.
Most men realize they can't marry Beyonce and Rihanna and those women. Even though they look at them, those people are on TV. They are paid to get you to like them. That's not what we're supposed to live by as women. Those are not our examples. We're using this reality TV stuff, these people that are entertainment, they get paid to do what they do. They get paid because you like them. That's how they get you to like them from what they do. That's not how we as women are supposed to operate in a real relationship. If I'm going to wear my makeup like I'm going to a prom every day, you dress up, you put on extra makeup when you're going to be in a wedding. Even if you're a bridesmaid in someone else's wedding, or if you're going to a ball, or you're going to the prom, you dress up and you put on all extra makeup. Oh, I put on eyelashes when I'm going to a real fancy dinner or whatever. I don't wear that every day because would I wear a prom dress every single day? Really? Am I going to wear a prom dress every day? Am I going to wear my bridesmaid dress every day? No. So I wouldn't wear my prom makeup or my prom or my bridesmaid makeup every single day.
And that seems like more and more popular.
Do you know my husband tell me I am beautiful whether I got on makeup or not? It's because he fell in love with me, not with my accessories.
That's what we want to do. Like I seen a video the other day, and I was tripping because it was a video of Lizzo, and that's my girl. Not really, but it's like I seen the video, and she woke up and she had full makeup on her face, lashes, wig, everything. She talking about, "Oh, I'm so pretty in the morning when I wake up." I'm like, bruh, so y'all going to sleep in makeup and wigs and lashes?
Let me tell you something.
Come on,
I'm going to be
bro.
honest
That's
with
on
you.
your pillow.
Y'all know if y'all go to sleep
That's
with
on your
makeup
pillow.
and eyelashes, I have went to sleep in an eyelash before and it woke up and it was on my thigh. So don't even play that you're going to wake up with them eyelashes in place or
It's
your
on
makeup
your
in
pillow.
place. It's going to be on your pillow. And who's going to jump up before the man get up to put on a full makeup face? I'm not.
I mean, I'm just saying. But and that's another thing too. It's like we willing to accept it. We willing to, we gonna love you anyway. And y'all quick to say it's me and y'all like it. I don't know why you're tripping, or y'all gonna hit it anyway. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. They are, and that's what we having the disconnect at. Are you just wanting to get hit? You know what I'm saying? Are you just wanting to get slept with? Are you not wanting to get taken serious?
But see, that's the thing, Elliot. People have to put out what they want to get back. When I got serious and started looking for, like I said, when I was about my business and I was trying to get my business started, I wasn't even thinking about getting married or anything. But once I started thinking about getting married, I had to become a wife material, even before I got married. A lot of women aren't even wife material.
They feel like they can change when they find a man
No.
that's worth it.
No. You
So
can't change.
I'm going to stay. I done heard I'm gonna start cooking when I find him and he put me in the house and he started paying all the bills and I ain't got to work no more. Then I get a cookbook and learn how to cook.
No. That's all wrong. That's backwards. Okay, and I know I keep going back to the Bible. That's my base. A lot of people, one of the comments said, what if that's not your belief, or what if that's not your base? I get it. But you have to stand on something. Even if you don't have Bible principles, you have some kind of principles. You have a belief system. And if this person is not lining up with your belief system, if I'm a Christian and you're a Muslim, we got problems right now. Because we're not believing the same thing. Whatever, it ain't about religion. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having a solid foundation to build anything.
And a set of morals.
Set of morals.
So many people nowadays just seem like they're gonna just do what they want to do, and whatever they want to do is just right. Like, I don't understand how so many people have issues with the basic structure of how family's supposed to be, as far as like, the man going to be the breadwinner and the woman, taking care of the household stuff. Yeah, of course, everybody got to work nowadays. Everybody got to go and get money because, of how the world works and because of the stuff that we want, really. It ain't really even about how the world works, because I know I was working with car salesmen that's of a different culture, that their wives were still just staying at home. And these folks weren't selling more cars than me. You know what I'm saying? So I know they wasn't making more money than me. And for them to have stay-at-home wives, it told me something. Either they was living a different type of life. They wasn't worried about the stuff that we, of course, try to worry about with all the flashy stuff that we want and the type of quality of life that we look for. So if you want, that type of real structure of not working and being a housewife, you're going to have to live at a certain quality of life for the man to pay them type of bills. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, because even back when, my mom and dad got married, they were both working. They both started with, nothing.
I was telling them about that the other day.
Daddy was working at a plant and mom worked at a hotel. And the thing about it, they build stuff together. But see, nowadays, everybody wants all the glitz and the glamour right now.
Like,
I want my rings, I want this, I want that. I'm a boss. I want to have the designer bags and all that. Everybody a boss.
And like I asked the question the other day, and you can answer this. Who do you think really is in competition now? Do you think the women are in competition with men, or is men in competition with women?
This is how I feel about it. It's like, to me, my opinion, totally my opinion. Let's put this disclaimer out here right now. This ain't something I'm telling you that you got to do or you got to believe. This is my opinion. My opinion is women are trying to prove that they don't need a man to do what they want to do. So I'm a boss and I don't need a man and I can get it for myself. But when I do get a man, I want his bag and my bag. Baby, that don't work like that. Okay? That ain't how life works. I'm just going to be honest with you. Number one, to call yourself a boss is more than just having your own business or having your own job or whatever. That ain't all a boss do. A boss has to know when to delegate. A boss have to be able to control their emotions. A boss has to take criticism. A boss have to make change. Believe me, like I said, I run 3 businesses right now. That's very successful. And the thing about it, I have to work. And I'm not so wrapped up in my business that I still can't be a wife. Believe me, I'm a cook. I can cook anything you want to eat, from gourmet to soul food. And my husband, no. He tells me sometimes, baby, you cooking too much. Just slow it down. Because see, I can go and make money all day long, make $2,500 in 3 hours, come home and cook a meal, and put on my sexy lingerie and be sitting up waiting on my husband when he get out the shower. That's a boss, okay? I'm not scared to do it. I'm not scared to help pay the bills in the house. Because see, we like nice stuff. We like nice cars in the garage. We like having a garage, okay? Because it was some time when we first got married, we didn't even have a garage.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we got a garage with 2 European cars. Not that I'm bragging, but it took us together to get this.
Yep.
It took us being partners. Not that he was in competition with me. Not that he was upset because I made this amount of money and he made that amount of money. We worked this thing together. And we are both happy and can help our family when we need to. We brought his mother to live with us because we worked this thing together. And that's the problem. Men and women don't even want to work together now. Men get so aggravated with women because they want to, oh, I got my own. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Baby, how are you a boss when you are still insecure about your own self? Who are you trying to convince you a boss, me or you?
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying with all the conversation, because it's like everybody bosses, all right, cool, that's what's up. But I know one thing, bosses on this side of the table can't ask nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? The men bosses can't ask nobody for nothing and still call themselves bosses, you know. But the women bosses can, like you said, get their bag and still, if you ain't gonna call it asking, it can be calling demanding, or it can be calling like, you know, or putting it out there that you still supposed to. No, I'm not supposed to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be a provider of a lot more than just money.
And see,
so
that's where women get kind of, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be honest, it gets on my nerves. You can't go old school on a man if you don't want to go old school. If you're going to go old school and say, well, the Bible says, or everybody say the man's supposed to provide. And it also says that a woman's supposed to do this, this, and this. So if you're going to demand the man to be old school and provide for you, okay, you start doing the woman's duties.
Period.
Now, if you don't want to do that, like I said, me and my husband had this conversation even before we got married, even before we started dating seriously. And he has, from day one, the first time I cooked my husband a meal in my home, he helped me clean up the kitchen. And we were dating. That was our third date.
And that was easy. I mean, I even do that in my relationship. That was something that ain't never been no pressure, just because, I mean, most men, and you got to think about this, most men are raised in a single mother household. So they used to operating and doing what a woman tell them to do. Most men don't have a problem with operating under a system like that. We do have a problem with just operating under no system and just being told what to do or having to do stuff that we rather not do. You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't even about what you rather not do, but if this is how I look at it. If you got a partnership, if you got a marriage where both people are willing to compromise, even is the word. You know what I'm saying? We both got to give and take. I can't expect to always, you do this, you do that, you do this, and then I don't have any. My responsibilities is whatever I decide my responsibilities are.
Exactly, but because you got to think about it, men are stuck with our responsibilities, though. We can't pass along none of our responsibilities. It's only a few responsibilities that we can even pass along as men that it don't get talked about. Like, it's only a few women that like doing yard work that's gonna really get out there and cut grass. You know what I'm saying? Some women like doing yard work and they would get out there and weed eat and cut the grass and plant some flowers. Yeah, okay, cool. But when it comes down to lifting heavy stuff, you know what I'm saying? When it comes down to working around the house, climbing on ladders, doing just ins and outs, you know, we can't delegate. We can't do anything but pay somebody else to do it. We have to do certain stuff, cars, vehicles, different stuff like that. Yeah, when we're in a relationship, we have to take that role and do it. We have to either learn about it or pay somebody else to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and that's the thing. Like I said, you know, being a single mother, being an independent woman, I'll never lie to you. It was not always easy, but I did it. And the thing about it, I didn't do it to the point where I got to a place where I say I didn't need a man. I can tell you today, I don't need a man. I want one. Okay? I want my husband in my life. I want to be a wife. And that's the thing. Everybody ain't wife material. I'm going to be honest with you, ladies. Everybody ain't wife. Just like every man ain't husband material. I wouldn't marry anything that just because
you're supposed to.
You're not. But on the same token, while you're saying what is and what isn't right for a man, make sure you're wife material.
Because in that point, though, every man is not disqualified from being a husband just because he make less money than you.
No,
ladies.
not at
Like,
all.
ladies, if you making over $50,000 a year, you shouldn't even really be worried about how much a man make. I'm just gonna be honest.
Well, I mean, even with that being said, that's the reason the conversations have to happen up front. Okay, so now, ladies, I know we are good for our lists. We make grocery lists, we make to-do lists, and we make our man lists. My man got to be this height, he got to be this, he got to make this, he got to drive this, he got to have this. Ladies, let me tell you something. I don't care. You can find that man that already has a house, that already has a car, that beats you. Are you happy with that man? You see what I'm saying? No. So you gotta make sure your list makes sense. You got to make, number one, the things you need to be worried about. Number one, is this man loving, kind? Is he willing to listen? Will he tell me the truth? Is he going to cheat on me? These are the questions you need to be asking up front.
Patient.
Love is kind. Come on now.
Right. That's the type of stuff that we got to be, especially in the day and time of everybody having a bag.
Yes.
Everybody got a bag. I know a couple of girls that gets on my nerves, and they're friends. They're like, I consider these women friends. But it's like, these women got good paying jobs, and they so hung up on dating dudes with money. They don't even need money, but they so hung up on dating dudes with money. They dating these thug dudes and dudes in and out of jail and chasing this fast money, in and out of a relationship, and knowing good and well that they ain't finna get the outcome they want from these dudes. And it's like, you don't even need no money. You've been on your job 15 plus years. You've been on your job 15 plus years, got all the benefits.
Okay, but let me ask you this. When did money become the most important thing in a relationship? When did that happen? Why did that happen?
It seemed like it happened when women was able to make more money.
Anybody out there want to answer that? When did money become the biggest thing in a relationship? Because, I mean, so what? I mean, look at how many rich people get divorced, commit suicide, die. Just die. I mean, Michael Jackson had more money than you can even count. Prince had more money than you can even count. Neither one of them were married. Neither one of them could save their lives at the end of the day with all the money that they had. Okay? I mean, yeah, who don't want to live comfortable? Who don't want to have what they want to have? I get it. I'll be lying if I say I don't like nice things. We all like nice things, but that's not the most important thing. And that's the problem. In our relationships today, we have put things out of order. You know what I'm saying? We have prioritized.
The relationships is out of control. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. The relationships nowadays is out of control. Because people is just focused on the wrong stuff. Y'all focus on money. I got, like most men, we got money, or we feel like, or if we know we ain't got no money, we trying to get some money. But we not looking for no woman with no money. Or if you got some money, cool. And if a man is looking for a woman with some money, guess what he is?
The gigolo.
Exactly. Or somebody trying to get over on you. And trying to get over on you. It's just like a woman running around looking for a man with money, then she ain't got no money. She a gold digger. I mean, ain't nobody really just running around here trying to be impressed by people's money. So we say, but we showing different. You know what I'm saying? Right.
We say one thing and do a totally different thing. All day long, I would tell, I want the truth. Just tell me the truth. And then when someone tells you the truth, you don't believe it, or you try to change them. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm 58 years old, and I'm going to tell you this. Half the time, we can't change ourselves, let alone somebody else.
Exactly.
If God don't change them, they can't get changed. So women, when a man tell you he don't want to get married, okay, this man has 3 baby mamas already, 3 children. He ain't married, never been married. What makes you think you so special? That you gonna change his mind? I'm not saying that a man that has 3 baby mamas already won't ever get married to somebody different. That's not what I'm saying. But the chances of that happening is slim to none. A man 50 years old, ain't never been married, dating, What makes you think you're so special that you're going to change them? You cannot change people. You need to have conversations up front to see if marriage is even on this man's mind.
Because you got to look at it, because it's like, all right, in my situation, I look at it like, I had my first child when I was 18. So that was one of them things like, okay, we'll say we young and dumb, right? Okay. And then you move on, and I had 2 more kids. And it was like one of them situations to where I was trying to make something, make something happen. You feel me? As far as just make something work. And you can't, like you said, you can't change people. So going on from that, yeah, I'm at a point now to where, yeah, I've kind of always wanted to be married, but I've never had a serious conversation about marriage with now one of these women that I've had kids with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but now, of course, and I look at a lot of women like this too, because women are quick to say, oh, I got with him and I was young and dumb and da-da-da. Now they got 2, 3 kids that they taking care of and they 25, 26, 28. And now they talking about like, they want to get married and a man got to be of a certain stature for them to marry. But you already got 2, 3 kids as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Coming into a relationship with a man who's going to have to be a provider for all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's a situation to where, that puts strains on people and how they want to take people serious. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of women get played with, because men don't want to take care of somebody else's kid, or they feel like they can't. You know what I'm saying? So it comes to a point to where you got to talk to some people and have serious conversations, because, yeah, we all getting older and we all already have kids. Most of us have kids already. If we not married or haven't been married, we already got kids. So we ain't trying to play around. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to just date around and do all this. We trying to call ourselves taking everybody serious that we talk to, but we still not. We still playing. We still not having these real conversations.
And the thing about it, even if you're having the conversation, are you having the conversation with the right person? Mm-hmm. Elliot posed a question to me the other day in one of our conversations. He said, when you and my dad was dating, did you and him ever have the marriage conversation? I said, no, not really. He said, did you ever tell, he asked me something. I said, it hurt me when your dad didn't marry me.
Yeah, that's how it came up.
That's how it came up.
Yeah.
And he said, did you ever tell him that? And I said, no. He said, so you never told my daddy that you wanted to get married? I said, no, we never had that conversation. He said, well, how do you know he didn't want to too, but he was afraid to ask or whatever? Yeah. If everybody's afraid to have the conversation,
it will never be had.
It'll never be
had.
And
I had that, and I told my mom, I was like, it's funny because I was talking to my first child's mother. I was telling her, I was going to have a conversation with my oldest daughter, and we had just got to talking, and that came out, and she had said, like, Elliot, it was a time to where I wanted to be with you forever. She never told me that. We never had that conversation. I was 18 years old, and I even told my mama when it came out to where I found out I had a girl pregnant, or I had her pregnant, it was like nobody in my family was like, y'all need to get married, or, trying to have that conversation with me then. Us as a culture have moved so far from the old days and how we used to handle stuff to the point to where we really have embraced this baby mama, baby daddy, situations that we be having. And we just be encouraging kids just to move along and just you can raise kids, and we just normalize that. And it was weird because I got 2 kids. I got 3 kids by 2 different women. Neither one of them have ever had that conversation with me about getting married. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it actually, when he said that to me, it struck deep in me, because I can remember the exact day that he told me he had the young lady pregnant, and I was rushing around, being a boss, going to show houses. I'm a real estate agent, so I was getting ready to go out to show houses. I'll never forget it. It was a Sunday, and he rode to church with me, and usually Elliot had his own car at the time, and he always drove his own car. This particular Sunday, he wanted to ride to church with me, because he was worried about when he was going to have this conversation with me. And we went to church, and I'm sitting in church, and I can feel, how you can feel somebody staring at you. And he's like staring at the back of my head, and I'm turning around like, why are you looking at me like this? And when we got home, he told me she's pregnant. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm thinking he's kidding with me. And I get ready to walk out, and I look back, and he's got this serious look on his face. I was like, okay, baby, it's okay. Get a job. Children are expensive. Get a job. Whatever I said. But I never said to him, or I never stopped long enough to even have that conversation. So as a mother, him saying that to me struck me like, wow, I failed at that point, not as a mother as a whole, but in that situation, because at that time I should have sat down and had a conversation with him of how serious this was to bring a child in to the world, at that age and not being together. So, I mean, but I look back at it, no one had that conversation with me either. It wasn't in the days, not saying that, telling him he had to get married at that time was even the right thing to do. I'm not saying that I should have done that or I shouldn't have. But to not even have the conversation is an issue. It's a problem with our society because we have accepted so much foolishness. Even, people live by reality TV now. Come on, you all out. Y'all know reality TV ain't reality. It's fake as it can be. But a lot of people want to live like these people are living on reality TV. They're getting paid to get on stage
all we want to do now
and act crazy.
All we want to do now is run up money, go have brunches, get into it with folks, be on Facebook, gossiping, posting crazy status, trying to get. So just, yeah, we just done got so far away from reality and, caught up, like you said, reality TV and Facebook, Instagram, and, just whatever. Just we kind of outside of what we really need to be as a society. And people like Kevin Samuels, it's like he got so much heat and got so much, like, hate towards him because I know bro was just putting some real stuff in our ear. And he was just trying to, give people a different insight on where stuff is going because, people feeling like they can do whatever and women feeling like they can, do whatever, get some money. And then, like he was telling people, somebody's just going to be waiting at the finish line for you after you done ran up a bag, you know what I'm saying, and had hot girl summer for 10, 15 years. And
that's so funny. That reminded me when Elliot was younger, much younger. He was in 13, 14 years old. I used to actually go around and do little seminars for young ladies, teenagers and stuff. And it was this one video I used to show all the time, and this guy named Deron Cloud, it was a pastor, and he made this video, and it was talking about people in relationships. And we don't realize every time we go into a relationship, it's soul ties to that. It's things that can't be broken that goes into that. And what he did, he would use a Pepsi Cola. He had a 2-liter Pepsi Cola or 20-ounce Pepsi Cola. And every time a girl got in a relationship, it was like shaking up she got all excited when she met this guy. And then he shook up the Pepsi and then he opened it. And of course, stuff, Pepsi go everywhere. And then the guy breaks up with her. Close it back up. She's tired now, shaking up again. She met a new guy. And that's over with. By the time she got to her husband, she has no fears. Now, he don't even recognize her as his wife because she has been through so many bad relationships that she's not even ready for him now. And it's so sad because this happens so much. If you give all you got to somebody that ain't even supposed to be in a relationship with, by the time you get to the man that you're supposed to be in a relationship with, you have nothing for him. Because you've went through all this bad and all these other people that done this to you. Now you mad and you angry. And you this mad black woman or this mad woman, by the time you meet your husband, he like, I ain't dealing with that drama.
And I feel like more than anything, that's what we dealing with the society. And I ain't saying that all men out here is doing the right thing. Believe me, I know it's a lot of dudes out here crazy. But like I said the other day, why are we dealing with these dudes? I don't deal with these dudes when it come to business. I don't deal with these dudes who ain't got no car, who ain't got nothing going on for themselves. Most of the guys that come around me and come to my shop, these stand-up guys that's taking care of families, most of them married, or most of them, maintain relationships or decide to be single. You know what I'm saying? Because some people will look at me and be like, "Oh, bro, you ain't in no relationship, this and that," because I'm selective, because I'm
That's
not
right.
choosing to deal with no drama. And some women will say that too, like, "Oh, I just did." But at the same time, are you truly happy with yourself, and are you really doing the stuff that what you need to do for yourself and putting yourself out there
You
to
did plug that up.
to be able to get yourself? Because like I said, the reason why I'm even being more vocal and putting my what I like and what I don't like. I ain't even really been putting my preferences out there. I just been vocal about stuff and just trying to give a male's perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want people to know how we think, how we feel as black men. We
And
deserve our voice to be heard.
And
You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
thing. No one was having these conversations.
Nobody.
Nobody. My daddy didn't have that conversation with me.
No.
But what I did, I decided I had a male figure in my life. My dad was in my life till he died. My mom and dad was together all my life. I was blessed to have that family dynamic. And the thing about it is, I knew what type of man I was looking for, and I wasn't willing to settle. And that's the thing. A lot of women, while they're not willing to say settle, they will. I'm not gonna play with you until I find what I want. I'm gonna stay. Cause see, a lot of women can't find, or men in women. I'm not gonna just say women. Men and women can't find who they're supposed to be with because they're not with the right person now. And the right man can't find you if the other man's sitting in his seat.
Got you. That's the whole thing about it.
The right woman can't find you if the wrong woman's sitting in the seat.
It's real.
I can't push nobody out the seat and say, I'm supposed to be his wife.
And that's the biggest reason why you got to separate, and you got to take the time to yourself and be single and really be single. You know what I'm saying? Really
Work
separate
on
yourself.
you.
That's
Work on, and that's what I had to do. When I prayed about my husband, I started working on me to make sure I was wife material when he came. I wasn't a saint. You know what I'm saying? I had a child already. He was grown at that point when I got married, but if I had have had someone else in his seat, I wouldn't have found my husband.
It's real.
Okay? And literally, I didn't find my husband. He found me. Like I said, we were both in church. Yeah, we done spoken everything.
And just think about how so many women put guys who got the things going on of a man who they say they want, and they end up putting them in the friend zone, or you know what I'm saying, not taking them serious, or not showing him the same type of excitement that you showed to all the rest of the people who you say you don't want. You know what I'm saying? But you find yourself intertwined with and being let down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, you got to move away of, the popular thing or the what's cool and all that. It's like a lot of women really just moving out here doing a lot of stuff, keeping up with what society tells you to do, and is having a lot of y'all looking stupid at the end of the day.
I asked Elliot a question today, and I said, Elliot, what is the biggest thing you learned from me that I didn't verbally say to you? And what was your answer?
It was really just, standing on principles and standing on what you say you gonna do. When you say, my mama said she was gonna do something, she always done it. And that was from different things, as far as like, leaving somebody alone. I can remember a relationship she was in, for a long time, and, I watched her through this relationship, and she had told me that she was going to leave, and she had said that a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? But this time she was like, no, we not going back, and we didn't go back, you know what I'm saying? I remembered that. And so, or even like getting a real estate license, you know what I'm saying? She was selling insurance before that, but then going to getting a real estate license, then going to get to be able to do taxes, or being able to do the
signing agent.
The signing agent. Everything that she said she's going to do, she ended up doing it. And it was just one of them things, like, when you say you're going to leave somebody alone, stand on that. Leave them alone. You know they're not good for you. You know they're not going to get you the outcome that you want. You have to make that decision to leave them alone. Somebody show you who they are, you got to believe them. And that has helped me the most. And, when I have something happen within my relationships, I move on. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any problems with breaking up with somebody. I'm not known as no cheater. I ain't running around here cheating on people and just, trying to get over on somebody. I'll leave you alone before I cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? That's just real.
Have the gift of goodbye.
Like, that's real.
And period. And that right there in itself, to have the gift of goodbye, meaning I love me enough to tell you bye.
That's real.
Period.
And you
If
get
you're not the
respected for
one
that.
for me, and that's the thing, because I'm not gonna. I told Elliot a long time ago, baby, when you're not happy in something, you're the only one to make the change. You can't blame anybody. You can't say this dog cheated on me, this guy did this girl did that. No, you allow. People can only treat you the way you allow. You actually teach people how to treat you.
Exactly.
You teach people how to treat you. If you don't love you, baby, let me tell you, you can tell me all day long, oh, I love myself, I ain't insecure. The way you move shows you whether you're secure or insecure. Exactly. Your words mean nothing.
The stuff you get mad about shows you insecure. You know, are you secure?
Your action speaks louder than words on everything, and especially insecurity. Yep. Let me tell you something. If you don't want to be alone by yourself, why would I want to be with you if you scared to be with you?
Yeah, that's real.
If you don't want to, I love spending time by myself. If you don't want to be alone with you, why would I want to? You got to love yourself enough to say, okay, look, you ain't doing me no good. You're not what I want. You're not showing me what I need. Bye.
Because when you don't, you're showing them that you don't care. And
that it's okay.
And they shouldn't care either.
That's right.
And, even just getting to just doing healthier stuff is just like everything got to be on a healthy wave. You got to control yourself, especially when you're a boss. I'm talking to the bosses. I'm not talking to nobody that ain't a boss and ain't got control of their life and ain't trying to, have a certain thing that they're trying to get to and certain outcome that they're going for. Because, a lot of people that come around me want certain outcomes. Some people want to be married. Some people want to be, living better and in shape and all this. It starts with you. And you got to want to do that. And, it ain't hard to do it, but it's hard to talk about it and not do it. It's hard to just,
But also, Elliot, it's just having a balance in life. I mean, in having a healthy life, period. Not just body-wise, a healthy relationship, a healthy mind. Yeah. Because a lot of drama and a lot of chaos all the time is just a distraction. You're never going to reach your goal with a lot of chaos. I'm going to tell you that right now. You have to reach your goals, to do what you really want to do, you have to get to a quiet space. Because you can't even function, you can't even think when there's always some drama going on. Get to a place where, believe me, Elliot don't believe in drama, y'all. I'm going to be straight up and honest. If you show him some drama, he is saying deuces. And I taught him that. Because number one, I don't need drama in my life. I don't need you adding nothing to my life that's extra. Because that's distractions. You can't function and you can't grow if you've always got something distracting you. I know I've got ADD as an adult. I've got adult attention deficit disorder. But what you do is turn the negative into a positive. With that being said, I'm also a multitasker. Having that disorder makes me good at multitasking. I could be talking on the phone, typing a fax, sending an email all at one time. But if I've got things distracting me, if I got drama over here, if I got baby mama drama and baby daddy drama, and this girl calling me on Facebook, and get out Facebook sometime. Put the Facebook down. Work on you. Do some self-help stuff. Get a book.
Work out. I'm just saying, how we bosses got all the time to do all this boss stuff, but we ain't got 30 minutes to an hour to work out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Treat you better. If y'all don't get anything else from Miss Teresa today, treat you better. Okay? Other people treat you the way they see you treat yourself. Believe it or not. I don't care. You don't have to believe me when I say this, but people gonna treat you the way you treat you. If you are disrespectful to yourself, meaning you dress any kind of way, Elliot, I told him, quit sag your pants if you want to. It's a different type of respect. People will respect you if you got a belt on, okay? It may seem simple. It may seem, oh, that don't matter. It matters. Today, when Elliot took me to dinner, what did that lady call you when she brought you your credit card back?
Sir.
And how did she refer to you?
Mr. Harris.
Mr. Harris. Yeah. This woman was older than him. But because he was dressed the way he was very respectful, very nice, she respected him back. What you put out, you get back. So the way you treat yourself is how other people learn to treat you.
That's basically what I was talking about, and I was trying to get out when I was talking to, shout out to Corey Stewart. I was talking to her last week, and we got to talking about the nails and the lashes and the, the dramatic lashes, all this extra stuff. It's just like, men look at that totally different than women look at that. Mm-hmm. And if y'all don't know, y'all need to know. And we look at that totally different. We look at that as stock behavior, bro. Like, ain't no way around it. Like, that's like stuff strippers do. You know what I'm saying? And that gives us a certain type of attention. Most men not taking all that stuff serious. We not finna wife no woman like that. Or we not, we don't like that.
That's not what attracting okay, let me just say it this way. That's not what attracts men. That's what women do for themselves. Point blank, period. Women, you can agree or disagree with me. But
most of them are going to agree with that.
Right. That's what women do for themselves to make themselves feel better. Okay? We put on makeup because, I can remember a time I wouldn't go out the house without at least eyeliner on. Okay? Now, okay, yeah, y'all can say, well, you older now and you got a husband and all that. Yeah, I still get hollered at more without any makeup on than I did with makeup on. Okay? So it's not about that. And believe me, do what you need to do to make you feel good about you. I'm not downing you for wearing your makeup. I wear makeup when I want to. But like I said, my husband could care less whether I wore it or not. He probably would prefer me not to wear, because if I hug him and get some makeup on his white shirt, it's another issue.
See, that's the whole thing. That's just, can we be honest as men? Of course, like I said, I know y'all, a lot of stuff y'all don't do for us, and that's all well and fine, but are y'all still taking what we say in consideration?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. The men that's just trying to be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to, hell, that y'all say y'all want too. You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. The minute and I know y'all might not want me. It's all cool. If y'all don't want me, y'all shouldn't be getting mad when I say what I want.
Right.
We're gonna have to wrap this up.
Okay, man. That's the thing, and we're getting ready to wrap this up. But that's the thing. I forgot what I was saying.
I was saying if you don't want me, you shouldn't be getting mad at what I say. And if
But that's the thing, and I love that Elliot is having these conversations. People, let me tell you, don't get mad. Talk. Let's talk this out, because it is important to know. I wish men were having this conversation when I was dating. I'm glad I'm married now, but I wish somebody was having this conversation. I wish my daddy had had this conversation with me. I wish my brothers had this conversation with me, because it is important for us to understand each other. Ask the man what he wants. Ask the woman what she wants. Men, be vulnerable enough to say, look, I like you a lot. This is what I don't like. We have to have the conversations to say what we don't like, okay? It's okay. If I tell you, a man, I don't like this, and that, and he have a problem with it,
that's the thing.
Tell me.
Most women will tell us what they have a problem with. Most women gonna tell you when they don't like you sagging, when they don't like people sagging. Mm-hmm. They gonna say, bro, I don't like you sagging your pants. In some type of way, you gonna say something about it. I've had plenty of girls tell me they don't like niggas sagging their pants. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we still run behind people who sag their pants. And we could say the same thing how y'all be saying. Y'all still running around the girls who wear the lashes. Yeah, it's all cool, but at the same time,
because the majority of y'all are wearing them. They ain't got, if they don't, they ain't gonna have no women to date.
Like, that's just real.
But see, that's the thing. When you're interested in somebody, and I know when you first date somebody and you're going to, please, you guys, have the conversation. Stop taking it personal. Let's have them. If y'all decide on the first date that y'all don't need to date no more, that means that's not a baby daddy that's finna happen.
Like, for real.
Okay? Let's have those conversations. We're better off having them than we are with not having them.
I'm tired of seeing these posts of this dude was so this and so that, deadbeat this, deadbeat
Listen,
that.
ladies, when you want to get on the
bro.
Facebook and call
You
this
was
man
just
a
in love with this
deadbeat,
man.
he wasn't a deadbeat when you loved him.
That's real.
He wasn't a deadbeat when you laid down with him. You need your picker broken then. If you picking deadbeats, that's something wrong with you too. Okay? Let's get clear on that. Don't sit here and bash somebody, even with the men. Don't bash somebody that you just got out of a relationship with. You were in the relationship with them. What that make you crazy for dating them?
That's real. Let's
Come
just keep it
on.
real.
We
Let's
got to
start
keep
having
it
this
real.
conversation up front.
Right. If I'm going to get on Facebook and now bash the man that I just had a baby with, what does that say about me? Well, I should have known better. He had 3 babies already. You should have thought about that before you became baby number 4 then.
It's just real. And I just feel like it's just over repetitive. It's repeating itself over and over. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, as I see people, you know what I'm saying, make so many comments on stuff like all the Kevin Samuels talk that we seen in the past week, all the people had their different perspectives on it. It just was so wild to me how wide range of perspectives people had, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people hated that man for the truth he was telling. And yeah, he was some outlandish stuff, and sometimes he was talking to women in a certain way, but I listened to a lot of his interviews and people calling and saying some outlandish stuff, and they had some crazy expectations when you listen to some of these people. But the basis of what he was basically telling folks is that the men who you want something from a woman also. Most of these women was calling in, making a certain amount of money, and they wanting a man making a certain amount of money. And all bro was trying to tell y'all is that if y'all want a man making 6 figures or more, that man gonna want something from y'all. And it ain't BBLs, wigs, and lashes, or cause you got a bag. If that brother got a bag, he don't care about your bag.
And the
Point
thing
blank,
about
period.
it,
Your bag don't make you more sexier. So stop feeling like you can go and run up a check or go and get a little job or go and start up some businesses, and that's going to make you sexier, and you're going to be able to get the man after you done had 4, 5, 8, 10 men, and you don't want them or they ain't want you. It's just like, let's get back to the point of where we giving people a chance based on morals and based on, you know what I'm saying, being the best people for us and having some type of compatibility.
you can't want a Mercedes-Benz man when you're a Volkswagen. Point blank, period. You attract what you are, okay? I can't expect.
But like I'm saying, you can't go and become a doctor at 45 and then just expect all the doctors to want to holler at you. Or can you, as a woman?
We as women think we can get what we want when we
know.
want. I know that's what we think. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, a lot of women think that whatever I want, I can get. But see, you have to attract you have to become what you want to attract. You have to become what
tricky.
you want to attract.
That's tricky. That's what I just said though, because that's just like, that ain't true. Cause that don't work for men like it work for women, or that don't work for women like it work for men.
You sure?
But I just gave you the example. Okay. Just because you go and become a PhD, don't mean them PhDs that you work with gonna want to date you, cause they still looking for certain type of women. They don't want no doctor. The men doctors might not want no woman doctor. Y'all schedules conflicting.
Hey,
Men doctor he might want the barista at Starbucks.
Be careful what you ask for, because I'll never forget. I had this guy that worked with me. He had an ex-wife. She married this man. She left him because his bag wasn't big enough. Mm-hmm. Found a man with a big bag. Big bag. She could travel when she want. Had all the clothes she thought she wanted, all the designer bags and shoes. But she wore makeup. A whole lot of makeup. The reason she wore a whole lot of makeup because she was covering up bruises. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful what you think you want. All money ain't good money because sometimes you got to pay a price to get that money. So be careful what you ask for. Make sure you're looking deeper than the bag. Make sure you're looking past the bag.
I want our message for all the ladies to be, and I ain't just, gonna be doing a whole bunch of talking just for the ladies and stuff and always talking about women, but I want to motivate y'all to get y'all bag and be more wise with y'all choices of men.
That's right. Just be wise with your decisions.
Because just because a man got some money don't mean he gonna treat you right. And just because a man ain't got as much money as you don't mean he not gonna treat you right and be trying to take your stuff.
And believe me, you got ladies, you can build a man with potential. If you get my mother and like I said, I go back to my mom and dad, they're a prime example, had nothing when they started. Nothing. Zero. By the time my daddy died, they were doing just fine, believe you me. They were doing well, but they did it together. Me and my husband doing fine, but we're doing it together. I'm not requiring him pay all the bills. He can, but we do it together. We do it all together, and that's the way it works well.
That makes sense.
It makes sense.
So we just gonna leave our message as, nah, I don't hate my mama. Nah, I ain't got no mama issues.
Not at all. I love my baby. He drove 9 hours just to have dinner with me today, and I love it.
And now I ain't gay either, so don't ever try to play me like that.
He ain't gay either, y'all.
I am a change agent, and I am gonna motivate change. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to do better. I want to see my people doing better and being more realistic with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And just, getting the outcomes that we say we want and being more wise with our decisions. You know what I'm saying? So,
because your decision...
I'm tired of seeing y'all out of control statuses. And y'all look, follow me on IG on Out of Control. Y'all probably gonna see some of y'all statuses start popping up on there.
That's right.
Out of control.
Out of control. Get in control.
Y'all don't want to be on this Out of Control podcast getting talked about all the time because you're doing all this outlandish, out
Get
of
control stuff. Make some changes.
Putting your baby dad on blast all the time. I'm tired of that. You know what I mean?
Tired.
I just want to see y'all.
Blast yourself in the mirror and see what you need to do. Look in the mirror and see what you need to change.
And ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody.
I ain't trying to act like that. I'm trying to, bash nobody. I ain't bashing nobody. I want to motivate everybody. So many people show up at my shop and just be like, bro, man, you motivated me, and you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I done heard that so much. That's just because I'm following my dreams, bro.
Do the work. I see greatness in you. You can be better. We all can be better. Make a change. Don't be afraid of a little work. Get up. Don't be lazy. It's all good.
Ladies, last thing. Workout is not a dirty word. I want to challenge you to push yourself. Shout out to Raven. She motivated the whole city. A lot of people was working out on her 21-day challenge. I don't know if y'all still doing that or not. Shout out to Raven. She got big things going on.
Join the podcast.
Join the Out of Control podcast. Join the YouTube channel. We need 1,000 subscribers so we can get monetized. We're going to start going live on the YouTube channel once we get everything popping over there. But Out of Control podcast, I'm going to be going with live with more people. In the city, y'all let me know who y'all want to see. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be on, if you got some stuff to say, of course, hit me in the inbox. You can pull up at Street Vibes. We can do some stuff. So just, we're going to do this. We're just having a conversation, man. We're going to be talking about everything. Everything ain't always going to be so serious, but at the same time, I ain't never going to be doing something to where I'm not trying to help somebody and trying to motivate a change. I'm a change agent.
Make a change. Be the best you can be.
And, of course, when you be the best you can attract the best options for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's just, losing weight, or if it's just, getting a little more money, or if it's just, you know what I'm saying, being a little more wise in your decision making, them type of changes I want to motivate.
We hear you, DeAndre. We'll do that.
But yeah, that's what's up though, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're gonna wrap this up.
Brandon.
iPhone finna die. We've been on live 30. So yeah.
Yep.
I see y'all next time, man. Back in the city.
Let us know what you thought.
Yeah, appreciate you. Out of control. Hey, y'all gain control of your emotions, though.